welcome back, man. Happy Tuesday. We're back with another NASCAR video. There was a race this weekend. Like I said, I didn't really watch it because I was doing some other things. But I'm not sure he won anyway. So I probably should at least check out the standings just to see, just be up to date. But anyway, we have the worst NASCAR team owner. I'm not really sure who it is. Very looking forward to it. We're going to see what goes down. You know what? Who is this worst NASCAR team owner? First thing first, it looks like Hendrick Motorsports. So that's, the Jimmy Johnsons, the Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s, the Jeff Gordons. I think there's somebody, I think they had like a solid four-man team. I do know those three for sure, but I think they had like another, solid fourth driver for them. Very good, very good, I guess, team ownership, whatever, just with all the great successes that they had, specifically Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, and Jimmy Johnson. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Stupendous, absolutely lovely. Don't forget to start the video and sub as well to the channel if you are new. And yeah, let's just get started. Let's see what goes down.
Team requires a lot of money and time for those who choose to get into it. While some are able to get into it, very few are able to have the staying power, such as Rick Hendrick, Roger Penske.
He's a Joe Gibbs.
While those three were able to find consistent success,
he's the coach of the Redskins. The Washington football team.
Came into the sport with the same ambitions, and while they did find
Washington
success
Commanders
here and there, they eventually either A, sold their team entirely, or B, just completely shut it down. Then finally, you have another tier of owners who are simply just happy to be there, or make promises that in the end they couldn't keep it all. But what if I told you one NASCAR owner in particular redefined what it was like to be a complete and total scumbag of an owner? That's right, this is the worst NASCAR team owner. The subject of this video is the infamous Rick Russell. His time in NASCAR is a bit of a murky one. He at one point worked for Specialty Racing, a Busch Series team that has only one win to its name back in the late 90s. While Kevin LePage brought them their first and only win, fast forward 10 years later in 2008, and the same team with the same driver ended up basically LePaging the whole field at Talladega. They eventually shut down about 2.5 years later after this incident. Now, I wasn't able to exactly pinpoint how long and exactly when Rick Russell started working for this team, but for some reason he was let go from this team, and I couldn't find why. Soon after, he decided to start his own team, Second Chance Motorsports. And no, do not get them confused for Chance 2 Motorsports at all. That would be an absolute insult. Their nationwide series.
Second Chance Motorsports just sounds weak. Like that shit just sounds weak. Second Chance Motorsports. What you gonna do? Everybody. So you're gonna do what? Give everybody a second chance. So you're gonna give what? Kevin LePage a second chance. They gave that what, one win? In the 90s. That's shit. That's shit.
Series debut took place at Dover with Tim Andrews driving the sponsorless Blue 79. They made 5 starts in total at the end of the 2010 Nationwide Series season and did not finish a single race. So as you could have guessed, this started out as a basic start and park entry. Just to give an idea of how obscure this team is in NASCAR history these days, the only footage I was able to find is either when they're getting lapped or involved in some sort of problem. Tim Andrews' 5 starts in 2010 saw an average finish of 36.6 along with 5 DNFs. They were just getting their feet wet for the 2011 season, which was going to be totally different. A brand new car along with a brand new driver. Jo Cobb and Second Chance Motorsports attempted to make the season opening race at Daytona, but
Ew. That car just,
missed the field. The following race at Phoenix was a step in the right direction. They made the field starting dead last. This would turn out to be the greatest race in Second Chance Motorsports history. Yes, that's how bad this team was. Jennifer Jo Cobb got lapped multiple times during the race, but in the end, she was able to keep her car clean, and this would actually turn out to be the only race that Second Chance Motorsports ever finished. Jennifer Jo Cobb finished 32nd while she was a whopping 38 laps down.
Yeah, she's shit. She's shit.
Wouldn't go as planned, and this would begin a chain of unfortunate events. You see, Jennifer Jo Cobb was very adamant about not being a start and park driver. She made that clear with Rick Russell, and the beginning of the Vegas race saw her competing inside the top 25. Unfortunately, small teams like this cannot afford to have wrecked race cars.
Going underneath Keselowski, and he's spinning. He's into the infield.
Hang on to it, hold your brake a little bit.
Trouble behind, too. More cars spinning right behind him as well. The 15 of Timmy Hill, and the 79 of Jennifer Jo Cobb. And the 79 is torn up.
Yeah, torn up.
That's the problem with that kind of strategy. It gets you back on these restarts for Kyle Busch, and that's what can, end your day real quickly. And I believe it was the 15 car.
Timmy Hill,
yeah, they got together.
Ooh,
yeah. Oh, jeez.
Third car involved as well. And it looks like
For the first time in this team's history, the car was absolutely totaled. Not really Jennifer Jo Cobb's fault, but hey, that's just racing. This meant that heading into the next race at Bristol, the team would have to run a very conservative race. And according to Jennifer Jo Cobb, that was indeed the plan. Despite the fact that she was hearing rumors that owner Rick Russell wanted to replace her, she still stayed professional. She even went as far as buying her very own set of tires to assure that she would not have to start and park. Unfortunately, 10 minutes before the command to fire engines, she was told by NASCAR that Rick Russell was going to mandate her to start and park, or else they were going to black flag her. On top of that, she was told that either way, her time with the team was done. 4 races in. That was not a part of the deal. The deal was originally a 5-race one, and also they agreed not to start and park. With Rick Russell,
this is reminding me of just, oh my god. This is like what Andrea Mota in F1, Rich Energy. Oh my gosh. This is giving me real Andrea Mota vibes in F1. Like, that team is shit, but this team right here, she had to buy her own tires. Now, I understand, you're not having a good season, but like, first of all, you guys suck. You guys are shit. You know what I mean? How you gonna get rid of her? I mean, she's trying her best. You know what I mean? I would suspect she's trying her best. Like, it ain't her call. It ain't her fault. She gotta buy her own tires.
Pulling a fast one on her, she decided it was simply best not to fight it and to walk away from the situation entirely.
Cars just beginning to pull off of pit road. Across the top of the screen, the starting field. We can tell you the 79 of Jennifer Jo Cobb. She's out of the car, and the car's been pushed behind the wall. We'll try and get an update on exactly what happened there. Now, that other story we want to put a period on. Jennifer Jo Cobb never came out on for the start. Dr. Jerry Punch has caught up with her.
Marty, she qualified the car, and Jennifer Jo, you did not start the car. What happened?
It's Jerry Maguire in NASCAR. I tell you, I was told 10 minutes before the race started that I would be forced to start and park by the owner mandating a black flag so the car could be ready for California. Then I was told that he was breaking the contract with me and that I would not be racing in California. And I feel like God has given me the opportunity to race in NASCAR, and I owe it to the fans, sponsors, that I'm not a stock car driver. I'm here to race. So I spent all weekend taking care of this man's car, trying to make me start and park and break a contract with me. And I thank God he gave me the strength to just walk away.
So Jennifer Jo has walked away, and there are other owners that are now coming to her to talk about what could happen in California next week. Jamie.
Wow.
Well, Doc, Rick Russell is the team owner for the 79 car. Rick, we just heard from Jennifer Jo, her side. What is your side? He says he can't hear me right now, guys, but they have put Austin in the car.
That's cap.
Get him fitted in the seat. This will be continued. Marty?
That's cap. That's cap.
could have sworn she said Chris Lawson, but that's another Marty Reed moment. Anyway,
Yeah.
the whole situation was so toxic. The
I
whole
peeped that too.
situation made the entire team look like one complete joke. Chris Lawson made 4 laps later on in the race and eventually parked it, earning a grand total of just over $16,000. Rick Russell told a completely different story, stating that in a meeting that took place on Friday, they had agreed to start and park while Cobb planned to race anyway. Tim Andrews made his return to the team the following race, while Jo Cobb was able to land a deal with Rick Ware Racing. She had spun earlier in the race and actually ended up finishing behind the Second Chance Motorsports car, but that wouldn't be the end of her problems with them. She was actually accused by Rick Russell of larceny. According to Cobb, there was a mutual agreement for them to store parts while their partnership had existed. She even told Rick Russell that Sunday to take whatever parts were his and just leave, but he went ahead and filed those charges anyways. Tim Andrews once again drove the following 7 races for the team, not finishing a single race. And that leads us to the infamous Chicagoland incident. In what would turn out to be the team's final race ever, there was a bunch of highs and lows in one race day. For starters, Rick Russell was told by the new crew chief Kevin Eagle that he would be leaving the team as soon as they got back to Charlotte.
Damn.
The beginning of the race saw a lot of positives for the team. After starting all the way back in P37, Tim Andrews methodically made his way all the way up to 27th by lap 24. As has been the theme throughout this entire video, they would eventually park the car by lap 30. By the time the car is parked, this is when everything began to spiral out of control.
Okay, I don't understand why the cars getting parked. Like what are they doing? Just quitting? Like they just like forget the race? We're not gonna finish. Like I know you guys have like tons of DNFs. So Russell's response, according to various published reports, was to fire Eagle, the crew chief, and everybody else in the team, and tell them to find their own way back to Charlotte. Russell wouldn't let crew members get to personal things. Threats were made. The police were called in. Holy shit. Yo. Hey, F Rick Russell.
Fired
F Rick Russell.
To find their own way back to Charlotte. He wouldn't even let them get their own personal belongings out of the hauler after firing them. They had to hitch rides with other friends just to get to the airport, and even rented a van to get everybody home. This was the last time Rick Russell was ever seen in the NASCAR world.
Yeah, that's lame as
since
shit.
This incident, he has not been heard from ever since.
Oh,
The brief
jeez.
history of Second Chance Motorsports.
My guy went MIA.
17 starts over 2 seasons, with an average finish of 35.8 and a lot of drama. You may have your opinions on the incompetence of owners such as Michael
Lewandowski.
Waltrip, Teresa Earnhardt, and Ray Evernham, but they are nowhere near the
LePage.
levels of incompetence, selfishness, and greed quite like Rick Russell, which makes him the worst team owner in NASCAR history. And once
I don't care. Bro's a bitch. Simple as that. Anyway, you guys don't get to like the video and sub as well. Come up, like, guys, start some reactions. We'll see you guys later. Rick Russell.